There is just one thing that is guaranteed to remain the same in the ever-changing red chairs of The Voice. Fans of the NBC singing competition were overjoyed when Adam Levine, the frontman for Maroon 5 and one of the show's initial coaches, returned for season 27 in February 2025. This was after a 6-year break from the competition. Alongside John Legend, Kelsey Ballerini, and Michael Bublé, he made his comeback, which was characterized by his characteristic charisma, incisive humor, and love for mentoring potential. At the same time as viewers were beginning to feel comfortable with the nostalgic return of Team Adam, it was announced that Levine will not be returning for season 28, which was scheduled to debut in the fall of 2025. As a result of the announcement, which was announced by NBC in May 2025, fans are experiencing a state of disbelief and speculation. Why is Adam Levine leaving The Voice once more? For the truth, his departure from season 28 was motivated by a combination of career aspirations, personal priorities, and a desire to maintain the flame of his creative passion. Levine has a long and illustrious history with The Voice. Together with Blake Shelton, Christina Aguilera, and CeeLo Green, he was one of the original coaches on the show in 2011, and he was instrumental in establishing the show's early identity. The legacy he left behind was solidified by his lighthearted competition with Shelton, 3 victories with Javier Colin in Season 1, Tisan Chin in Season 5, and Jordan Smith in Season 9, and 16 seasons in a row as a coach. But by 2019, after a difficult run that included no finals in Seasons 14, 15, and 16, Levine decided to move out from the competition. A number of reports from the time period, including an item from TV Line, suggested that he was difficult to collaborate with, annoyed by rule changes, and unsuccessful in his attempts to compete. One of the most contentious moments of season 15 occurred when he strongly pushed for a sick participant named Reagan Strange over his teammate Deandra Nico during an instant save. This caused viewers to react negatively, which added to the strain that was already present. He stated on the Ellen DeGeneres show in 2019 that he wanted time with his 2 daughters, Dusty Rose and Gio Grace, as well as his wife, Behati Prinsloo. Levine himself mentioned family as the key reason for his departure from the show. At the conclusion of season 27, he made a triumphant return to the show. According to a video that Levine posted to Instagram in June 2024, he stated, "I'm really excited. I am unable to wait. My sleep is quite good. I am prepared to leave." In an interview with E! News, he explained that the decision was a natural one, saying, "I just felt like it was time. There was a perfect confluence of events, and here I am." Levine's revitalized enthusiasm was on full display during the season, which did not make its debut until February 3, 2025. He mentored with the same zeal that had enabled Javier Colin to achieve victory in the past, and his friendship with new coaches, such as Ballerini, added a new dynamism to the panel. His homecoming was met with jubilation from his followers who posted messages such as "Adam's back" and "The Voice feels whole again." On the other hand, despite this positive reception, Levine's departure announcement was made shortly after the conclusion of season 27, leaving many people wondering what caused him to leave the show so often. The key reason for Levine's departure from the show during season 28 is his work as a musician. Levine's schedule is jam-packed because he is the frontman of Maroon 5, a band that has won a Grammy and has a fan base that spans the entire world. He confirmed the debut of Maroon 5's new single, Priceless, which featured vocalist Lisa during an appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon in April 2025. The single was scheduled to be released sometime later that month. In addition, he hinted at a new album that is scheduled to be released in the summer, as well as a tour that would take place in the fall. He told Fallon, "I'd really excited about it," alluding to the fact that the year was going to be very busy. Because the timing of the tour coincides closely with the schedule for filming and showing The Voice Season 28, it is hard for Levine to commit to both of these endeavors due to the logistical constraints. For a band that has churned out loads of classics, as one user on YouTube pointed out, this new chapter is a priority that Levine cannot ignore. A deeper truth about Levine's connection with The Voice is reflected in his decision, which goes beyond the technicalities of the situation. I actually didn't miss it while I was gone, but I became more nostalgic about it once I came back, he revealed in an interview with E! News that took place in January 2025. The fact that this is the case shows that season 27 was more about satisfying a nostalgic itch than it was about making a long-term return. Levine, who is now 45 years old and a father of 3 children, including a son who was born in January 2023, has always managed to strike a balance between his professional life and his personal life. During an appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres Show, he joked that his departure in 2019 was motivated by his desire to be a stay-at-home dad. Due to the fact that he returned for season 27, he was able to reacquaint himself with the enchantment of the show. Nevertheless, committing to another season could potentially shatter the equilibrium that he has achieved between music, family, and personal development. There is also the issue of Levine's artistic identity, which is constantly developing. Maroon 5 is experiencing a creative renaissance, as seen by their forthcoming album and tour. Levine has described their new track as a return to the raw emotion that was there in their debut album, Songs About Jane. It is clear that he has never completely severed his ties with The Voice, as evidenced by his brief appearances on the show, which included performances of Beautiful Mistakes in season 20 and Middle Ground in season 23. However, he continues to concentrate on producing music that resonates on a personal and universal scale. He runs the risk of becoming tethered to a profession that, while rewarding, requires a significant amount of time and emotional involvement if he continues to serve as a coach. Levine ensures that he will be able to devote his best efforts to the next chapter of Maroon 5 by taking a step back. Given Levine's controversial departure in 2019, there is still a lot of speculation about difficulties that occur behind the scenes. There are some viewers who are curious about whether or not the show's tight schedule or the difficulties with NBC played a factor. On the other hand, in contrast to 2019, when there were allegations that Levine had disengaged from the project, there is no evidence of conflict this time around. His stay in season 27 was defined by enthusiasm, as evidenced by the post he made on Instagram to celebrate the first week of taping. Love them, it's great to be back. His departure, on the other hand, appears to be a calculated decision made in order to profit on Maroon 5's momentum. The departure of Levine is a bittersweet experience for fans. A hole is created as a result of his departure from season 28, which will most likely include new instructors in addition to returning ones like Michael Bublé. Despite this, his legacy lives on. Due to the fact that he has won 3 times and has become a fan favorite, Levine's influence on The Voice is irrevocable. Although Blake Shelton left the show after season 23, his friendship with Blake Shelton continues to be a highlight. In his farewell post for 2019, Levine referred to Blake Shelton as "my brother for life." Despite the fact that Levine has not spoken out against the possibility of a future comeback, fans continue to harbor the expectation that it will be for a significant season. It is ultimately a matter of scheduling and responsibilities that led to Adam Levine's departure from season 28. The lure of the red chair is outweighed by the new songs and tour that Maroon 5 is releasing, his family life, and his desire to maintain the dynamic nature of his creative path. According to what he said with The Howard Stern Show in 2019, quitting The Voice felt appropriate when it occurred, and this exit mirrors that sentiment. The phrase "not right now" is what Levine is referring to when he says farewell. For the time being, he is exchanging the platform of The Voice for venues that are packed with Maroon 5 fans, all of whom are eager to hear him sing the next chapter of his narrative.